We're going over issues that arise while practicing our turns. I see several things happen when we go to do any type of a turn that we really need to overcome. And every dancer goes through these issues, but the sooner you can understand them and figure out how not to do them, the easier your life becomes. The first big one that I see a lot of dancers do would be a wind up, where no matter how our starting position is, be it fourth or fifth, we wrap our arm and we twist our body backwards. And it can be something really subtle, but it's enough to throw your alignment off, which means you have to play catch up and your turn is not nearly as clean and you're more likely to fall out of it. A wind up can also happen with just your arms, where you may have everything else where it belongs, but then your arms cross over and drop back. This also drops you out of alignment. When you do that, you're now pushing over further in your shoulder socket, which means you have to bring that back so your arms stay balanced no matter what position they're going into. Same thing for if we go to lift up through the fifth position. It's easy to let your arms drop and wind as they get there, so they kind of get this swirl effect. Another thing that I see is the fact that our dancers will oftentimes start with a super strong prep. Even if we do a tendu first, or we do our just simple plie into a passe or up into an arabesque, whatever type of pirouette we're doing, we tend to see sometimes the strong beginning and then we lose it the second we leave. So when I say that, I'm talking about starting in that plie and then all of a sudden dropping everything the second we move our body. When that happens, now you're not engaging the muscles that you need. You're dropping to the side. You're trying to catch yourself mid-turn just to try to land it. Which brings me to my next point, the landing. Many dancers can make it around, super awesome, and then we know that we're hitting the end point and we lose it. We don't slide our foot down where it belongs, or we fall out of a turn. When you're turning, you want to make sure that you're holding everything until the very end and close it at the very end. We should never lose our alignment when we're dancing, just in general. For some reason, we tend to let it go though, especially with turns. Another issue I see with different types of turns that we can do is a pre-lift. Using an arabesque for an example, we'll sometimes take off and try to wrap around with one leg. This is doable. However, a pirouette traditionally has the press off and everything moves together to press off. Just like when we go to do a ray-to-ray or passe pirouette, your foot needs to move with your standing foot instead of pre-lifting and trying to turn off of one foot. There are different types of turns that we will go into later in the week. Things like fouettes, moves like fouettes do require you to turn on one foot. However, that is a different type of turn. And again, you still don't pre-lift. You still need to make sure that you are holding your positioning where everything belongs. We tend to not always keep our hands where they belong, so we'll sometimes use more fingertips, which doesn't give us nearly enough oomph. We'll arc in our back and we'll roll our shoulders. That's not advantageous for keeping your alignment and making the floor turns easier. If we're doing turns where we're seated, I see dancers also try to really leave their limbs out from their body, so they're catching air as they go, and that's slowing them down instead of tucking in, or if they do need to be in an extended position, controlling the extension of their legs. As always, I hope this helps, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave us a comment or PM us, and we'd be more than happy to help guide you. I will see you tomorrow.